So someone ticked all the right boxes on this one. The wealthiest ones buy just a utilitarian wagon. You bought something extra special. This can be your everything car. I say you don't have to go crazy and go for the AMG. This is really plenty by itself. Hey everyone, and welcome back to DC MotorWerks. My name is Cameron. If it's your first time watching us, we appreciate you tuning in. Today we have brought you a 2016 E350 wagon. So this is the last of the 212 chassis wagons, are kind of the swan song of the more simple, easy to maintain cars, which is great for us here at DC MotorWerks, as the main business for us is service. But this one is extra special. It is a one-owner California car that is spec'd out quite beautifully. This is a full Designo wagon. So this is a Designo graphite with the Designo interior. You can kind of maybe see it poking through the windshield there. Even beyond that, this one is spec'd with the lighting package, with driver assistance, with the AMG Sport package, with the 18-inch wheels, which were an additional option on top of the AMG Sport package. So someone ticked all the right boxes on this one. It is in this beautiful Designo graphite color, which just looks super classy, especially with the facelift 212s with the lighting package are just one of the best looks in the business. I especially like how the eyebrow here in the headlight kind of ties into the shut line on the hood there. So super cool stuff to see. And like I said, this is kind of what we think the best of the wagon run, the kind of the last great one to get, which we'll talk more about through the rest of the video. Like I said, this one is a nice one-owner California example, so no rust to worry about on this one. You can see the bunch of underside pictures we've got in the listing, because this one is currently live on Bring a Trailer. No reserve if you're watching this video early enough. Remember to like, subscribe, hit that bell icon. You'll catch all these right on time, and make sure you don't miss any of the super special Mercedes we bring to market here. This one is equipped even with the roof bars, which is the perfect look on a wagon. Those are the Mercedes factory accessory. Car is super tidy, has just over 120,000 miles, but looks absolutely great. There's hardly any wear and tear on it. No dings or anything to talk about. I think there was a couple, but we had them PDR'd before this one went live, as well as had it fully polished and everything so that it is ready to go for its next owner. You've got your beautiful taillights. Like I said, a facelift 212 really is a great looking vehicle. So of course the best thing about this is that it is a wagon, and you've got the hatch in the rear with the rear facing third row seat, which is currently down. But nice thing about this one is it has full WeatherTech mats. Currently we just have the Designo carpet mats in there, but I'll pop these out real quick and we'll show you the super cool nostalgic third row. So check that out, and it's got its headrest in there. This is the rear facing third row seat, which is tight for adults, but so much fun for kids. I know my 6-year-old is super excited whenever I drive one of these home, and she can ride, or I pick her up from school and she can ride in the back, the way back as we call it. And of course you've got your cargo compartment cover. And a nice thing about these is that when you have it in place and you open the trunk here, is that it will lift it out of the way so that you can access all of your cargo, which we'll edit here real quick and show you. So Mercedes really thought of everything when it came to their wagons, as these are very popular in Europe, not so much here in the US, which makes them super special and rare. And one cool thing about Mercedes and their wagons is that they say their wealthiest of clients buy wagons, which is a super neat thing to see. You know, not G-Wagons, not AMG cars. The wealthiest ones buy just a utilitarian wagon. And again, down the side here, just everything nice and tidy and in place with the beautiful twin spoke 18-inch AMG wheels. And like I said, those were an extra option. And we went ahead and replaced 2 of the tires. 2 are new, but the other 2 were getting kind of close. So we put the matching set of Continentals on there, so they are all fresh and ready to go. And this one is, of course, keyless go. So keyless entry in there. You can have a look at that beautiful black Designo interior. Looks so beautiful there with the white contrast piping. And this is real leather, whereas most Mercedes of this time period had MB Tex, which is a vinyl. But if you spent the extra coin, you could get full leather. So this is the M276 in 3.5 liter form. So this was the V6 engine that ran from about 2012 to even up till the last year or so in certain applications. Naturally aspirated direct injection, pretty simple. It is right at 302 horsepower, which is pretty nice and stout. These are great little engines. They're efficient. They're pretty easy to maintain. We like them a lot here at DC MotorWerks. In wagon form in the US, you only got two options. You got the 350 all-wheel drive V6, or you went for the totally crazy 63 AMG. Me personally, I prefer these because they are simple and easy to maintain. And with that said, we'll go ahead and start it up and let you have a listen. All right, come on in, we'll enjoy some air conditioning on this nice hot Georgia day. But here you can see the beautiful Designo interior. So this is a black with white piping and perforated, of course, because this has the additional option of ventilated seats. Really is a nice spec on this one. This is actually our fourth wagon that we're going to be selling. We'll go ahead and jump in, show you around the rest of the interior, and we'll go for a ride. So part of that Designo package, like I said, is you get the nice two-tone leather interior. There is also Designo branding on the floor mats as well as on the back of the seats. So if you're not sure what Designo is, it's kind of the individualization department of Mercedes-Benz. If you want something just that extra special, that you can kind of spec it out yourself, or you can pick from one of their special packages. Kind of like an ad personam Lamborghini or a paint to sample Porsche or whichever, you know, it's kind of that theory there. But you also get the nice Napa leather here on the center console, and just upgrades throughout. You get a suede or a Dynamica headliner, as they called it, in black, whereas most of these, the standard cars, you know, they had a lighter contrasting headliner. So it kind of gives it a tighter, sportier feel. And this one is equipped with the standard sunroof, which we've talked about before here at DC MotorWerks. We prefer that because of ease of maintenance. And while a panoramic roof is awesome, it's just more to deal with as they get older. And this being a wagon, you get the side window shades in the second row, and you get the same treatment to the seats in the second row, being a Designo car. So a ventilated seat leather upgrade car would actually just have a smooth leather in the second row, but being a Designo, you get perforation throughout, which is a nice thing to see. And this one is equipped with the piano black wood, and you can see there it's got the Designo script, which just kind of gives you something to say you bought something extra special. So here we are driving the E350 Designo wagon, a very nice place to spend time. It's nice and quiet in here and smooth. You know, these were meant to be utility and family vehicles with that little bit of enthusiast thrown in there, because this is still, you know, a nice low sedan based vehicle. So you get the extra utility while having, you know, still the driving experience of a sedan. Really like that with these 212 chassis Mercedes, is with the 276 V6. It is a super punchy and throaty V6, so it gives you that gives you less of the I settled to buy a family car feel. It has the look, it has all the features, everything you'd want for an only car. You know, say you're in a city or something like that and you don't have a lot of space, this can be your everything car. You know, 3 rows of seats, plenty of cargo space, but still small, easy to park and get everywhere you need it to be. It's not too tall for parking garages and things like that. And this being a Mercedes, of course, and this one being so nicely optioned, is full of all the goodies. Has the blind spot monitoring, parking sensors. It has all the cameras you could want. You can change your camera's perspectives there. It has active lane keeping, you know, all the modern features that you'd expect from a high-end Mercedes-Benz. Here I can turn on the adaptive cruise, and it has the active lane keeping as well. So if I kind of drift, it'll keep me centered in the lane. But you do have to still pay attention, because after a while here, we'll see how long it takes before it wants me to. Yep, there you go. You get the warning in the cluster that it wants me to take over. Just kind of give the steering wheel a nudge. You know, if you just have a little bit of pressure, I think some people have actually found out that it's about 3 pounds of pressure that will make it think that you have your hand on the wheel. But it also does have attention assist, so it will kind of watch your eyes and your driving habits and see if you're getting drowsy. So they really have thought of everything so that this can be a great long road cruiser. It is pretty fuel efficient, you know, mid-20s miles to the gallon is pretty normal. It's all-wheel drive, so you can take it anywhere. So this, being a Mercedes, of course, is a very nice place to spend time. Amongst all the other things I've talked about, it is just a nice, quiet, comfortable cruiser. So with all the world and noise pollution and stuff that we have in the modern day, it is nice to get in something like this where you can just relax and quietly enjoy. And if you hit this little button here, that is your seat button. This one does have the multi-contour seat, so you can change how the seat fits you. But you can also go to this menu here, which is massage. And say you had a rough day, you can choose between relaxing massage, activating, classic, or mobilizing. We're going to go for relax, so we want to go for our relaxing massage. And you can also couple that with your heated seat, so that you can have a warm, relaxing massage. As I said earlier with this one, it is also equipped with ventilated seats. So and a neat thing about Mercedes is because they're not actually cooled, that they're ventilated, it is just ventilation fans, is that you can run the heat with them, and you can have heated air blown across you as well. So great for the winter, great for the summer, does everything. And a nice thing is that there's a, Mercedes calls it like summer convenience, is if you hold the unlock button for a while, standing outside of the car, it'll roll down all the windows and open the sunroof to air out the car, but it'll also turn on your ventilated seat to start pre-ventilating the seat so that it is not so hot. This being a black interior car in the South is a very welcome thing. I think it's in the 84 degrees out today, and it has already cooled me off quite nicely. The other side of this car, which is more enthusiast focused, and we'll take it on some kind of twistier back roads here. And these modern Mercedes, the steering feel, while electric, is super responsive and direct, and it is light, but still kind of is communicative in what is going on with the front wheels, which, considering it is all-wheel drive with electric steering, is very nice to see. The all-wheel drive can kind of numb the steering experience. So here I can pop the transmission into sport mode instead of eco, which really changes a lot in these and how it shifts and behaves. We can get into our nice, let's see, almost 7,000 RPM out of the 276, and it just has that great V6 growl. So like I said, if you're the dad that wants to still be an enthusiast, you can you get the best of both worlds with a Mercedes wagon. I say you don't have to go crazy and go for the AMG. This is really plenty by itself. Here we got some twisty back roads, and this car is just great. I say plenty of brakes. The transmission's downshifting early in sport mode, so you can really hustle this around if you wanted to. But then you can go back into eco, and you can go back to the school run mode, we'll call it. And here, got some slow traffic in front of me. I can just turn on my adaptive cruise and go straight to full relax. So really, this is kind of the time period where you get everything. Mercedes just wants the car to do everything for you. And that's really what they cater to with these wagons, is they want it to be the one car or the only car that you need. I can't use it due to copyright reasons, but it is equipped with a Harman Kardon sound system, which has the Logic 7 and all the fun stuff. And it is really a great sound system with a subwoofer, so you get some good bass response and everything that you want. Lots of volume out of the Harman Kardon system. And this one is equipped with satellite radio, which I like satellite radio. And of course it has Bluetooth and all the stuff that you need. No CarPlay, sorry about that. But there are some integration systems that partition the operating system so that you can still have the factory operating system. And then you hold the back button and it will bring up the CarPlay system or Android-based system, which is super neat. We've had those done in a couple cars, and while the software can be a little iffy here and there, integration stuff doesn't usually work well with Mercedes, but those are pretty decent if you get a good quality one, and you can get the CarPlay. And like I say, you don't have to intrude on anything, you don't have to change anything else. It is a totally partitioned system, which is the way I like to do aftermarket stuff, is that it's just in addition. You're not actually reinventing the wheel or changing anything, because back in the day when you just had single DIN radios, it wasn't too intrusive to change out the radio, and it It still didn't look great, but it's nothing like today where this is your whole radio unit and then you've got the separate screen. So if you try to go swap that out, it would look pretty cheesy. And these systems are great. You know, there's nothing really to complain about. They have all the modern features except that. And here you've got some USB inputs. So if you wanted to put a USB drive or something like that, you got all that. You can even put a SD card here. And then you've even got a CD slot. So they give, like I said, they give you all the options that you could ask for. You got a 2-stage glove box, and here you can see you got a little scrolly wheel. There actually is a cooling vent in the glove box, so if you want to stick a water bottle in there or something to cool it off, you can. Of course, you got all your books and everything. And we do have 2 keys for this vehicle as well, which is a welcome thing when you're buying used cars. So usually second keys just aren't a thought when they get sold or traded in or whichever it is, or they've been lost throughout the years and that kind of thing. So always nice things to see. So there it is, our one owner Designo wagon, the one car solution for everything you want it to be. If you're watching this video early enough, this car is currently live on Bring a Trailer, no reserve, so it is going to its new home. And if you like what you see here, the Mercedes and all the other fun stuff that we do here at DC MotorWerks, and you don't want to miss anything that is for sale coming up, remember to like, subscribe, hit that bell icon. You won't miss a thing, and we'll look forward to seeing you on the next video.